Hi guys, welcome back to the channel where you will find market prep, market vlogs, a little goofiness, and mom stuff, of course. But anyways, today is market day, market recap day, market breakdown. How did I do? It was a free event. Did anybody show up? It was freezing cold. We're gonna get into all that today, but I have a little footage of the mock setup that I did before. I told you guys in my last video I was not gonna do a mock setup, but I was just impatient. But here's what I did the day before and some footage throughout the market. I need to get better at actually getting market footage because I just get busy and I forget, especially when I'm alone. I forget. But I'm so excited to go through the numbers. So let's get into it. Okay, so I went to Michael's and I bought these chalkboard signs. Pretty sure you guys have all seen these, but I got these markers, the pastel and neon ones, and a little, reminds me of like a coffee shop sign that you see. And I'm going to write pricing of stuff that I don't want to tag individually. And then I just went to Walgreens and got my tags. So what I did, we have upgraded the tags. Let's see. Are these the tags? I think, are these a business card? Oh, right here. Okay, so I got my tags. See, it's not the best print job. Ew, no, it's not. No, it's not that good. Okay, so I got my tags and the cursive is a little small, but it says, if you're feeling gray, adopt a loopy today. So I am going to coin my plushies loopies. And yeah, so I thought that was cute. So I have my logo, and then I have just price and product name and the choking hazard sign. I didn't put the wash care instructions because I'm going to put those on a different card probably. I'll order those eventually, but I don't know. I'll do that on the next show. But I did this on a business card. You cut them in half, hole punch them, and yeah, they look really cute on a plushie. Let me see over here. I have an example of what it looks like, but it looks like this, and it has the name, the plushie, and the sign. So me and my friend do the markets together, and sometimes she checks people out, and she doesn't know like every single product name for my plushies. So if I put the product name on here, she can look it up in the square on my iPad and make sure the price matches accordingly. And yeah, so I think it looks a lot better, a lot more professional with the little plastic tag thing. So cute. So we're gonna do all that. I have all my plushies on the table, and I really love this. I literally handmade this. I got these little square boards from the Dollar Tree, the peg things from the Dollar Tree, and I already had a chalkboard and it's literally hot glued on there, these pegboard boards. And yeah, I made those ice creams last night, the sharks, donuts, all this is new. I did not sell any of this at my last market. That's just how it is. I have like a whole new set of inventory. This is a pattern test. I made this last night too. Look at that little chunky dino, the hand painted eyes. I sold an orange one of these last time. My friend's worm, chickens. So I have literally everything piled up. I'm going to place it all on the floor. And yeah, price and tag and update square. Okay, So I have everything set up. I gotta write my plushie sign. I'm gonna put my shopping bags in like little decorative baskets that I have for each size, so it looks more put together. And then that's where my checkout stand will be, in my chair. And then I have this. The sign doesn't look too small with everything set up. And then I have a chicken, and then actually missing an elephant because my neighbor just bought an elephant from me. How about that? I'm trying to put my seatbelt on with one hand. It's market day! Oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm gonna try to be as energetic as I can today, but literally I got no sleep last night because insomnia. Also nervousness, hypeness, literally was thunderstorming. Look at the freaking window. Look at the window. Look at the sky. Look at the temperature. Look at the temperature outside right now. Focus. Focus on the temperature. 48 degrees. What? It's a cold one. It's my first outdoor market and it's 48 degrees outside right now. It's supposed to be like 63 is the high today, but the market's only going from 10 to 2, and it's like 51 degrees until 12. So I don't know how this market's going to be. It's not going to be a nice day until like later today when the market's done. So we might just be all sitting in the cold waiting for people to come. They have a DJ there. I just saw the email. So anyways, I gotta drive an hour there. I'm gonna go get some coffee first. I gotta go pick up a chair from my parents' house. That's the only thing I need, but the car is packed. Look, my buddy today is my tent and my wagon, which I got a wagon yesterday because I thought I would have to walk forever by myself because I'm going to the market by myself today. And guess what? I can park right up by my booth. I can park right there. I didn't even know. I didn't even check until this morning, like what the whole driving, parking situation, unloading situation was. So I just saw the vendor map. I didn't really read the text. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna put the vendor map right here. I can park right there, like right by my tent. So I'm excited. Let's go get some coffee. Okay, coffee has been secured. Definitely got a venti. Definitely got to venti. You already know. And an espresso too. Do you guys get the same coffee every time? See, I like to switch it up. I don't like to get the same coffee. I do. I get a brown sugar shaken espresso made with 2% milk with salted caramel foam on top. Got it here, but it can be a little sweet. So sometimes I just get like a regular latte. We're off to mom and dad's house to go get a chair because that's literally the only thing I need, and I'm definitely gonna need a chair. I don't know who's gonna come. I would not come to a market in this weather. Nope. I'll wait for it to be a nice day outside and I'm gonna go to a market. But I'm grateful for anybody who does come. I literally bought I said in my last video that I wasn't gonna do a mock setup, but I just was fiending for it. I had to. And because my cousin's not coming, so I couldn't borrow her. Well, I could have borrowed all her stuff, but I'm just impatient. Also too, I like to have my own stuff, because what if I want to do more outdoor markets, like on the whim pop-up events, and I just need to have my own stuff. If not, I'm gonna return it. I don't know, I might return that wagon though, because I don't know if I'm gonna need it. Well, you know what, I might need it for my May 18th show, because I had to go into a high school, so I might keep it. I'm convincing myself. The chair has been secured. I have received the chair. I am definitely ready. My daughter actually stayed the night with mom and dad today, this weekend. My son is with dad, my husband, sleeping hopefully. And I did not say goodbye or anything because I did not want to wake him up. He was already like stirring. But I still nurse my son. Yes, he's 18 months. But he might be my last baby, so. I also have, I have never nursed my daughter this long. Dang, this car is going fast. Anyways, I nursed my son. He's 18 months. Honestly, don't know how to stop. I've been trying to wean him. It ain't working. Everything I do, I just give in because I'm just so tired throughout the day with running around chasing the 4.5-year-old. She's almost 5. Chasing an almost 2-year-old, and yeah, just at the end of the day when he's like super tired and he wants a nurse, I just takes like 3 minutes for him to fall asleep if I do it. Now with my daughter, I only nursed her for like 9 weeks, so that was easy. It's easy to stop nursing a baby like that. But when they can come up to your shirt and pull your shirt up, and you just you know, they own you at 18 months. My body is not my body anymore. Anyways, I'm rambling. Point is that he wakes up and wants to nurse on mommy. And he's gonna wake up to only daddy in the bed. That's gonna be a shocker. Also, too, I'm gonna be gone for like 7-8 hours not nursing. Last time I was alright. If anybody watching has any advice on how to wean a toddler off nursing, please let me know, because I'm struggling over here. This is what it looks like when you travel in Nebraska. You already know I got my swinging deck over here. Look, cornfields on the interstate. Oh my gosh, Victoria, this is so dangerous. You should not be driving and filming. You know what? I've driven this road so many times, and it just goes straight. And it's got 3 lanes, so you know I don't gotta pay that much. And I got cruise control on, so yeah, Nebraska. I'm tired. I did not sleep well at all. I don't even think I slept at all. I think I awake slept. Yeah, that's what happened. The hours just flew by. Okay, we are all set up. Let's start over here. Got my little fish. Whales, my pig. It is very, very windy. Okay, so I have made a whale out of just one yarn. I made a chicken frog. It's super windy tonight. But look at his little butt. And I already priced and tagged these and put them on my table. But I think I'm at, I don't know how many items I've sold so far. It's hard to count that, but I'm around 250 in sales. And it's the 2nd hour in. It's a free event. So my lips are crusty dusty. Ew. Okay, we have about 1 hour left. Wow. I am so shocked at what this free event did for me today. I think I was getting custom orders on Instagram. I got like 7 custom orders at the show. I'm sold out of so much stuff. And then my next show's on May 18th. I got a Kung Fu tee because it was right in the strip mall that I was in. Oh, I think I'm like at 800 something in sales. Did not expect that. Did not expect that from a free show for the very first year. There's something about being like the kid tent that it just does it for the whole event. Like there's something for everyone there. And even like women were buying stuff, men, everybody of all ages was buying stuff. It was crazy. Everybody was like, oh my god, this is so cute. Oh my, and then the kids were like, oh my god, this is the best tent. Oh, the kids at the fair were coming up. It's like multiple times, multiple times. People have bought, people like stare at my tent that are vendors and bought multiple times. Like, it's just nuts. It's nuts. I can't wait to go home and share the numbers. I'm tired though, so it's gonna have to be another day when we go over the numbers. I have not even counted my money, nothing. I just packed up and left. I got some Kung Fu tea and I got some Wendy's because it's close. I'm about to drive an hour home and literally go to sleep. Still working out the kinks of like where I want to film within my room. I like try out different angles every single time, but I have found that in front of the window is the best. And I got some plushies set up here, so step in the right direction. But let's go through it. So the day before the market, I did a mock setup in my backyard and I actually sold an elephant to my neighbor. She's like, what you got going on here? And I was like, I do markets now, so I'm just practicing my setup. I literally had it right in front of my smack dab in the middle of my front yard for everybody to see. I set it up within like 20 minutes of the sun going down, so I was like freaking hustling and bustling trying to set everything up. And once I had everything set up, like, it was perfect. She was pulling in and it's the first time I had ever met her, and she's like, ooh, can I like take a look around? And I'm like, sure, yeah, go for it. So she bought a Madeline Mako elephant. I'll insert a picture because I don't think I showed my Madeline Mako plushies in my last video because I didn't know I was going to sell them or not. But yes, sold that for $15. Very first sale of the day. The show started at 10. I had my first sale at 10:07. And I think it was to another vendor who like was staring at me the whole time. Me and my neighbor sold cookies. So her and me, like, we were popping. I mean, at least in my eyes, everybody was making sure they come to our tent. But as soon as someone bought cookies, they strolled on over and bought a plushie for their kids. So the very first sale was my Bitty River. Oh my gosh, I was so excited about making that. And I literally, that was like one of the last minute things that I made was the Bitty River, and I sold her for $20. I sold a flower bookmark for $5 and a little All From Jade Shark, a medium-sized one, for $8. So that first sale of the day was $33 at 10:07. Then I sold a little whale for $8, an ice cream keychain for $10. I sold a tofu turtle for $12, a sitting bee for $10, a snake for $12. So I sold the sitting bee for $10 because I did not change it in square because I had lowered it to $8 for all of those same size plushies to be $8, and I didn't change it in my square. So I charged them for $10, not realizing, but they paid anyway. So it was a $34 sale. Then I sold another tofu turtle and an ice cream keychain. I sold a maple chicken for $12. Oh, the tofu turtle and ice cream keychain was $22. Then I sold another tofu turtle and a $8 bin plushie. I don't remember which plushie it was. I know I had an $8 bin, but it was $20 that sale. Then I sold my corn daddy for $28. Love that. there's a story coming up on after that at the end. Stay tuned. Then there was another shark sale for $8. I sold my purple penguin and my own corn on the cob for $36. Both were $18 a piece because they're around the same size range, but I sold those for $36. Sold another chicken for $12. I sold a Madeline Mako tiger for $15. Then another tofu turtle for $12. Then I had one of the biggest sales of the day, was $74, and it was actually a custom order, so she didn't even get to leave with anything. She custom ordered 4 turtles, 2 tofu turtles and 2 tulip turtles, and she wanted very specific seafoam turquoise greens, and I made those already. I'll insert a picture here. Made those today, packaged them, and I'm going to ship them out in a couple days because today's Saturday. But yes, $74 to my very first custom order at a market. Then I sold my blue and white giraffe. I've had that giraffe forever. And I sold him for $45. I sold a Madeline Mako sloth for $12. No, it was for $18. Then I sold a Madeline Mako lion for $18, and my zebra with the little baubles from Kindmaker for $18. So that was $36. Then I sold a Highland cow for $40, which I definitely need to make more cows. People love the cows. But I sold him for $40. Then I sold a little fish for $8, the All From Jade free fish pattern. Then I sold a macrame wristlet, which that girl, she came up and was like, I've been looking for a macrame wristlet in neutral colors, and yeah, that's the one I loved for my last video, and I still love it. I actually have it on my keys right now. It's the black and neutral white one. Sold that for $12. Then I sold the sun and moon pattern test that I had done for an Instagram creator. I sold them for $25. Then I sold a gummy bear keychain and a $10 plushie, which I think it was, if I remember right, an octo maybe, for $10. I just have $10 plushie in my thing because I have a $10 bin, so I don't like individualize it in my square. But then I sold a whale and another $10 plushie, which was a purple octo, for $18. I sold a little donut for $8. I don't know if I showed this in my last video, but they're behind me. I have a picture. I'll put the picture up here of what my donuts look like. I sold that for $8. Then I sold my last tofu turtle that I had in my stock. Sold that for $12, and I sold my little owl buddy for $18. Sold a maple chicken for $12. Then I changed my sitting bee price back to $8 because I noticed my sign said $8, so I charged $8 for another sitting bee. Sold another chicken for $12. I sold my lobster and my pig. I think that was the most realistic patterns I had out on my table, and someone just fell in love with them. I freehanded a little lemon slice with the lobster and a little ramekin of butter, so I sold that with the lobster, and I sold the pig all to the same girl, and she loved it. She's like walking around with her little bag of lobster and her pig, and she's like, oh my gosh, look at my pig. Everybody loved the pig, so I'm definitely gonna make another one. All these things I want to make more of. I really only have a week to prep, so we'll see. Then I made a cheeky frog that I actually did at the show. I was crocheting at the show, and I think I only finished 2 items at the show, which was a purple cheeky frog and a blue gummy bear. Sold the cheeky frog, so definitely do that. Crochet at the show if you have downtime. Then I sold another corn on the cob with the little sombrero because that family had bought Corn Daddy. They had bought him earlier in the show, and that boy was like carrying Corn Daddy around like the whole entire time of the market. He loved it, and he wanted his little penguin that he got. I think that was one of my $10 plushies that I sold, but he wanted his little penguin to have another sombrero, and I only had a blue Chenille Home Slim or blue Sweet Snuggles light yarn on me. All the rest was Bernat. And he's like, oh, well, I'll just take a blue sombrero. And so I sold a sombrero for $4, and I whipped it up at the end of the show. I was like crocheting so fast. Like it was literally 3:30. The show ended at 4, and I'm like still crocheting this sombrero. And I had to modify the pattern right then and there because the sombrero for Corn Daddy is a lot bigger than the little penguin that he bought. And I made it. And I just made it. But after that, his sister came up and custom ordered a corn daddy. So I have a corn daddy I need to make and ship out, but she wants a red hat. And my very last sale of the day, oh my gosh, it was so special. This boy who was wearing a Baby Yoda costume. It was not a costume fair. He was just wearing it. I think his parents were probably just like, okay, yeah, you could wear it. And it was so perfect because I had a Grogu. I had a Grogu on my table last show and this show, and I was like, hey, I got the perfect plushie for you. And I stopped the family. And I don't even know, I was so tired, and I was just like, it was gut instinct. I was like, I saw the Baby Yoda, and I'm like, I have a Baby Yoda. So the kid saw it, and he fell in love with it. Oh my gosh, he was hugging it and kissing it. And his mom was like, okay, you have so many plushies. But I'm like, it was the end of the day. I think it was like 3:53 or something like that. And I was already starting to pack up. Saw the kid while I was packing up. And I'm like, okay, I'll drop it down to 40 for you guys. So they got the Grogu for 40. On top of that, they bought 2 snakes. And I sold my snakes for 12. So they literally spent $64, my last sale of the day. I had a big sale that day. And I was so happy. The kid was so happy. They left and the kid was hugging it, and it made my day. Seriously, it like made everything that much more worth it for me to stay there, because I was so dead set on going home at 2. I was so tired. I did not sleep at all the night before. I don't know what happened, but I got insomnia, and it always happens. I don't know, but something to do with nursing, and I don't know, but I couldn't sleep, and so I was like, ugh, I'm so tired. I want to go home. And people were packing up at 2 because, like, yes, I was getting sales, and the tent next to me was getting sales, but there was other people that weren't. And that's what I've noticed about my last 2 shows that I've gone to, is that I've attracted the kids to my tent, and the families go to my tent, but sometimes people are left out. Sometimes people's tents don't even get visited. So, I don't know. It's very humbling. Anyways, I stayed till 4, and good thing I did, because definitely a lot of sales came like in the hours between 2 and 3. Let's see, there was 1, 2, 3. There's literally like 16 sales between the hours of 2 and 4, actually 2 and 4. And those are the hours I didn't plan on staying. So definitely a lesson learned. Okay, editing Victoria here, because I didn't film a summary of my numbers. I just talked about what I sold, and I didn't like summarize everything. So I have it all written down, and we're gonna go through the actual numbers of what I sold that day. So my gross revenue for the whole weekend was $833. I had no booth fee, so I didn't have to recoup that. But I did have fuel costs because I drove 62 miles there, so I spent $10.99 in fuel. And I had $13.26 in square fees. So with that, my total profit for the weekend was $808.75, which is awesome. Great. Love that. I also split out like what I did card versus cash. So in card sales, I had $527 in card sales, and then $306 in cash. So 63% of the sales was card, and then 37% was cash. I also had other equipment fees that I'll recoup throughout my show. So I could, I guess, minus my expense of what I spent the day before to like buy all my stuff. So I bought a tent, tables, and a wagon. And just so you guys know, tables are expensive. I did not even like think that they were, but I went to Walmart, and maybe it's expensive to me because I went like literally the day of, and I was running around Omaha trying to find everything. But my tent was $109. I got it from Dick's Sporting Goods. And then I got 2 tables from Walmart, and those were together $110. And then I bought a wagon that I'm keeping, and that was $60 from Dick's as well. So I guess if you minus all of those expenses out, I profited about $530 after all of those expenses. Still good, I think. But yeah, it's just business expenses. The cost of doing outdoor shows, that you have to have your own stuff. But anyways, such a great show. Let's get back to it. Yeah, I totally forgot to like summarize. So yeah. So there's a couple lessons that I learned this show that I didn't really my last show. First off, get some sleep, because I really tried. I don't know. I was so dead. Both markets I had not gotten sleep before, and I was dead. Good thing my husband did not have to work, and I was just able to come home and like freaking pass out. But oh my gosh, I was so tired. And I think it showed on my face maybe the last hour or two, like how tired I was. I was just exhausted. Number one, get some sleep. Number two, don't pack up early. Literally stay. Even if you're sold out, stay, because you could pass out business cards. Hi, editing Victoria one more time because I got off on a tangent. I was going through my lessons learned and I totally just like flipped to what I was even talking about, and yeah. But anyways, number two, don't pack up early, because you could still stay and gather custom orders, pass out business cards, show people like what you sell, what your booth looked like in the beginning. You could do that. So that's number two. Number three is what I was wanting to say, is have custom orders, have your process a little bit more streamlined. I'm going to definitely create some custom order forms, but what I want to do is, what I'm going to get into next is how people pick their colors for the custom orders, because I do a lot of one-off patterns, and sometimes people want different colors, and that's what happened with the lady with the turtles. And so I'll get into like why I want to do a color board, honestly. And so yeah, so that's a third lesson, is like have a color board for all of your colors of yarn that you own. Hopefully I can I need to have like a little script or like a bullet point list of what I want to say next, but I'm just off the cuff sometimes. Let's continue. What I'm going to do, since I got custom orders, and then the lady was like wanting to know what kind of colors I have, and I'm like, I seriously can do any color. I'll go to the yarn store and buy you whatever color you want. So I was on my iPad, which is good. I was on my iPad like on joann's.com, like showing her all the brunette colors, I was on Michael showing her all the chenille colors, and she ultimately picked colors that I didn't have. I had to order. But now that I have them, I'm going to start making like little swatches. Maybe I'll do magic ring 8 increased and then an increase round, so I'll have little circles. And then I want to maybe hot glue them like on a board and label them so people can actually touch the sample, see the colors. And I'll just take all the colors that I have in my own personal collection. I don't need to go out and buy every single brunette color, but I can add to it as I do more shows, as I acquire more yarn, the types of yarn that I have. I know I have every color in Sweet Snuggles and Chenille Homesome. I know I have that. So I'm just gonna make little samples and hot glue them to a little board, or put them in a binder or something. Something to where people can touch the samples and see the colors in person, because it was really hard to see outside. The sunlight was crazy, even though I had a tent, but still it was hard to see, and I had my brightness all the way up on my iPad. But anyways, I got home and I was yarn shopping for her, like specifically texting her, hey, here's the yarn. I was taking pictures of it in the store of what it looked like. So yes, definitely get some sort of like sample board or like a little card, I don't know, something to show your customers who want to place custom orders like what colors you have. The next tip is don't place your phone on an iPad stand when it's windy, because my iPad, like this is my iPad, right? I have it on a little stand and it literally, it flew off. It flew off with the wind and it landed like this onto the cement, and in front of customers, and I picked, everyone was like, woo! It was like an audience, like I literally had an audience watching how my stuff got blown down and my iPad just fell, and I heard like a little shattering. Oh, and I was so scared because I just got this iPad, and I lifted it up and just the screen protector was cracked, and I was like, oh thank gosh. I have since bought a new one, so I told my husband literally like 10 minutes after that happened, I'm like, order a new screen protector right now. So we ordered a new screen protector. It's on the iPad. The iPad is safe, but I'm using my iPad stand right now to hold my phone. But here, look at this iPad stand. That's what I have. It is not it is not heavy. It is not like tacked down or anything. But yes, definitely going to hold my iPad the whole entire time and like put it flat so it won't fall down. I thought I was like cool because I had like a little iPad stand, a little checkout stand. No, it was not cool. It was not cool in the wind. Learn from my mistake. I've been crocheting for so long. I think everybody, I think that everybody knows what crochet is, but they really don't. And people will come to your stand and be like, how did you make all this? And I'm like, oh, it's so obvious that it's crocheted. No, it's not. But I had yarn in my hook and I was crocheting right there. And people were like, you made all this? Like with just a hook and yarn and some stuffing? And I'm like, yeah, I did. I can make you something right now. No, but it impressed people, and it really does, and it really shows people like that your products are handmade and you put love and attention into each and every product. Everybody was so amazed that they could take a look around the table and be like, oh my gosh, this is all handmade. Yes. And they see that and they look at the price, and if it's not like huge sticker shock, like people understand that handmade items are priced the way they are because they're handmade. And I think my items are fair. I do the markets as a hobby. Yes, the money is great, the income is awesome, but first and foremost, it's fun for me. It gets me out of the house, it gets me out of the routine of taking care of the kids, and it gives mommy something to do. It gives me time to de-stress, it gives me time to like talk to other people. Like, it's so lonely sometimes when you're home and all you have to talk to is like your husband and your kids, and my kids are small. My daughter's 4 and my son is 18 months and he's just starting to talk, and it's really different talking to like my husband as opposed to, you know, strangers essentially about, you know, something you're passionate about. And it's really awesome to like basically tell people like you put a lot of care and attention into your products and you're, you know, putting them out for the world to see and for someone to be happy, like holding and loving on your plushie. Especially when the kid who was dressed up as Baby Yoda like saw that Grogu, I was like, oh my gosh. Even though I was like, hey, look, I got something for you. But his eyes just lit up, and I live for that feeling. And just watching that all play out, especially when the parents are like, okay, you can get it. Oh my gosh. I think maybe it's because I have my own kids, but it's the most special feeling and the most wow moment of like something I made with my own 2 hands can make someone's day so much that when they leave this little fair that they maybe on a whim attended, like leave happy. That's why I do it. And that's why I'll continue to do it. There is a reason why people who crochet continue to do markets, and it's because of those feelings that you get when somebody is happy because of something that you made. So, love this market. My next show is on May 18th. It's at a high school. It's one of the ones that I signed up for at the very beginning because I was like, oh my gosh, it's at a big show. I know the show, and I see them do advertising all the time. I get the vendor map and the vendor list, and wow, there's like 60 vendors on there, and there's like 5 crocheters. And I saw some Instagram profiles of some of them. They make the same thing I make. What? And so I gotta make sure like that I have different stuff, or I don't know, be more energetic, or I don't know. If you guys, please comment down below if you do markets and you don't go to a juried show, because this is my first non-juried show, and I know that the other crocheters make plushies. My very first 2 shows, I was the only plushie girl, and I was the only like kid tent, so it was very great for me. But this next one might be very humbling to me, and I'm scared. But we'll see. We'll see how much I get done. We'll see what my table looks like. Right now, I only have enough to fill a 6-foot table. I'm okay with that. I'm okay. But we'll see how much I get done. Thank you so much for watching. This weekend was great. Next weekend, we'll see. Stay comfy. Catch you guys in the next one.